Hello! Is everybody doing this fine Saturday morning, in my case, but maybe not where you're from? Gonna be trying something a little different today. Usually flying around in the CRJ, but decided to give it a go here in the Airbus H135 by Hype Performance Group. Have done an absolutely phenomenal job on this, one of the first and definitely the most popular helicopters from the flight. Looking at the outside, this thing is just gorgeous. Beautiful helicopter. And right now we're at Hayward Executive here in San Francisco, California. We're at a nice looking morning. So the plan for today is to kind of do a little bit of a route around San Francisco, the San Francisco area. Kind of do a virtual medevac, maybe land at some places in the city or around the city, and then bring people to all the helipads that are around the area, because there are a lot of them. So, further ado, we're going to start this baby up. Get on with the flight. So let's go ahead and start by turning the batteries on. This thing's pretty easy to turn on. I would say the textures inside, maybe not quite as beautiful as the outside, but there's been continuous improvements, like almost every other day it seems like. There was actually one this morning that I'm excited to kind of try out, that changed a bunch of stuff. But things are coming along. I know that they're planning on making it so that the actual cyclic and collective move, rudder pedals as well, but as of right now they kind of just sit in place. Like they removed the co-pilot that was hanging out over here, which I am a fan of. Don't miss him at all. Recently they changed this entire, they've changed all these displays past week or so since I've really started messing around with this thing. Really looking great. Awesome job. So go ahead and get the old beacon on. Screens just a little bit. And then starting this baby up is no fuel pump. Just click start for engine 1. The Horizon NG. One thing we're missing here is like an ITT or a TGT, which is basically the gas temperature of the engines. So we are missing that. I'm sure in the near future it'll come along. So we've got that Horizon N1 now. The other two things, or actually, sorry, not TGT. They do have a TOT. I meant NR. They don't have an NR. It would be your rotor speed. Unless I'm missing it. I think so. But still a great job, and they continue to make improvements all the time. That's a good start on number 1. We'll go ahead and start number 2. Number 2 is, and 1's increasing. We should see a TGT increase here rapidly. And maybe. Maybe not. isn't a whole lot of clickable things up here. There is an avionics master switch, however, you can't turn it on or off, it's just always on. Interesting, for some reason, number 2 didn't want to come on. Okay. Give it a little Control E action, that'll bring it up. I'm not sure why N1 wasn't getting high enough for TGT to start actually lighting off the engine to begin the process. You'd think it might have something to do with fuel, but I don't believe there's any fuel control, anything working as far as fuel goes in the aircraft. However, number 2 is now on. So we toggle FADEC on, which will increase the N1 of both engines. Pretty much the same as advancing if you had power control levers, advancing them to the fly position. So now we are ready for takeoff here. Alright, so grab a quick sip of coffee prior to takeoff here. And we will head off into the air. And I don't think you can adjust, oh, you can adjust the altimeters just by pressing B. I think that was working the other day, but it doesn't seem like there's a manual way, at least that I've found, to control the, or to adjust the altimeter setting. This one doesn't work, although B seems to have made that work. Go ahead and switch the nav to GPS, not that it really matters. And real quick, I guess while we are on the ground, I'll show you some of the screens that they've got. So obviously this is the engine display. We've also got this navigation display, which you can zoom in and out. It has a weather radar and everything built in as well. I usually keep it on that screen, but DMAP is really the one that I like. Gives you a big picture map. You can also zoom in pretty close. Keep it about there. Again, weather and stuff you can have on. Orientation, you can change north up or track up. And then you can turn on and off airspace. We'll keep airspace off. And then the miscellaneous page has got a couple new things actually, but this is basically your autopilot page for control of the autopilot. And then the EFB is also a new page. I haven't messed with it yet. Probably not going to mess with it. I've got everything that I need on my other monitor, as well as ForeFlight. So, but it's a very neat feature that allows you to import pretty much anything, it seems like, into this screen. I've seen the developers running Discord in there and YouTube and all that stuff, so keep it there for now. And go ahead and get this baby off the ground. I'm also going to set this screen to engine instruments, just because we don't got a co-pilot over there. I'd like to be able to see what's going on. Oh, here we come. I'll taxi out of here. Head over to the runway. And not doing bad sim or anything today, as I usually would do. Just wanted to kind of be able to roam without having to worry about ATC too much. Also, it didn't look like there was a whole lot of ATC over in San Francisco today. I don't know what this guy's doing. Slide by this guy. And we call for takeoff, short of Alpha on 28 right, taking off departure to the north. We'll slide over the runway here. Usually come to a 10-foot hover. See what our power is. We're hovering at about 52% torque. And we are off. Like I said, these guys have done just a great job. Sounds, I mean, everything continually improving, and they've really done a phenomenal job with this thing so far. Excited for what's to come. Microsoft Flight Simulator update the other day, yesterday I guess it was, made things run even more smoothly, at least on my end. I know some people have had issues with it, but so our first stop will be to pick our medic up here at Setter Medical Center in Castro Valley, and it's just down the road here. Should be just on the other side of this hill, I believe. If not on top of the hill. Of course, everything you see here is default Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery, so whether or not the pad will be there, most of them, it seems like Microsoft Flight Simulator's has done a good job of displaying the actual pads themselves. So we'll see. Oh, and look at that. There it is. I see the hospital. I see the pad. Already kind of slowed for the approach because I knew the hospital was coming up here. So we'll set up for a landing. A little bit high right now, but we'll circle around to the right and come in for a landing to the west. Actually, I think it's probably a southern landing. So we'll continue to circle around the hospital here. And actually, it looks like it is to the west. They've done a little bit of changing last night with the engine noise, which not so sure I completely agree with the engine noise changes. It seems like it's maybe a little drastic. I think the thing I would prefer to see is actually more of the sound of the rotors slapping the air as as your airspeed drops below what we call effective translational lift. Not so much the actual engines themselves adjusting the volume. So here we are at Setter Medical Center in Castro Valley. We're picking up our medic that's going to come right along with us today and support us in our mission. Let's see if the door's open. I thought the door's open. But maybe not. Let's see, is this door open? Maybe not. Fair enough. There was also a lock button on. Oh. Don't see it. Well, no big deal. Alright. Well, our medic is aboard, hanging out back there. We don't have a medical setup yet for this mod, but I'm sure in the near future we'll probably see a aircraft loaded out for MEDEVAC mission. But for now, let us continue on. We're going to go pick up a patient somewhere to the north, and then we're going to bring him up to John Murr Walnut Creek Medical Center, which is just a short hop away. Coming on up, straight up. Not sure what's up with the scenery in front of us here. Kind of weird looking. And we're clear all obstacles. We'll go ahead and tail to the left and continue to accelerate. Oh, track guy was doing crazy things. It doesn't like my cup when I bring my cup up to my face to take a sip of my coffee. It's not a huge fan of that, it seems like. Otherwise, TrackIR works great for the most part. I've been using it for a long time. Love it. It's obviously what's making me look around is just a little sensor that attaches to my headset. Allows me to look around with my head rather than try to use a little hat switch or mouse or arrow keys or something crazy like that. So, en route to our casualty, who is going to be somewhere at a spot I will kind of just determine because I don't have a way to do it randomly. Maybe somewhere down here in these this valley, and then just straight ahead of us is going to be the medical center that we're going to take him to. This is building. Interesting building out here in the middle of nowhere, it seems like. Well, that looks like a little spot maybe we could fit into. Let's take a closer look. I'm not sure, that's going to be really tight. Actually, I'm going to approach from the other direction because I think the trees will give me a little bit more clearance coming in from the north. Trees on this southern end are a little taller. Alright, and let's swing it on around. That's going to be a close one. And that would be kind of embarrassing to crash my first time. I probably wouldn't do this in real life. I'm going to go to the outside, which I normally would not also do because it's not realistic, but I think I could fit in there. Alright. Oh, there was enough. There's plenty of room in there. So, as we sit here and wait for the patient to get loaded up, I'm gonna drink some coffee. Hey, if you're here for the first time, I appreciate you coming and stopping by. If you like what you see, I'd appreciate a follow. Or just stop by again. It's always cool to have new people. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off here in just a second. Like I said, we're going to head up to John Muir Walnut Creek Medical Center. Just to the north. It's a short hop away. And here we go. Obviously there's a lot of obstacles around here, so we're gonna go ahead and do a vertical takeoff here, straight up. Alright, and we'll go do a pedal turn, turn around. And off we go. Alright, about 7 miles to go. Be a pretty short hop up here. I think it's right over this hill on the other side. Not right over it, but just on the other side of this hill. Handling characteristics of this thing are just, I'm just very impressed. I'm not sure how much experience the developers have in actual development of aircraft, but, or helicopters especially, because they've done a great job picking up off the ground in the advanced flight model. So they have like a gamey one for like an Xbox controller. They've got a basic one, and then they've got the advanced one, which is obviously what I'm flying in. And it just feels really good. It feels solid. You really need to apply left rudder for the takeoff, picking up off the ground, and you need to apply a little bit of left and aft cyclic, just like you would in real life. Feels good. Very impressed. Just a couple guys working real hard on this thing, trying to make it as good as they can. And just yesterday I saw that it has become the most downloaded add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. They definitely deserve it. So this is the only leg of our flight that takes us really kind of outside the San Francisco area. We'll head back into the downtown area on our flight, departing this hospital over here. We're about 3 miles out now. Just about 2 miles out. It's probably just after this little peak here, if I had to guess. One of the next things I'd like to see is definitely an inclusion of the rotor speed. At normal flight, it's going to be 100%, but if you were to like increase the collective very rapidly, maybe you're overweight, that would change, and you'd have a possibility to actually droop the rotor system, we say, which would ultimately, if not corrected, lead to falling out of the sky, basically. There's the hospital. We'll go ahead and circle it, kind of find out the layout here, look for the pad itself, and then determine what the best way to come in for landing here is. Wouldn't be surprised if it's actually in the center of those buildings there, but I didn't see it just in that the little glimpse that I had of it. Oh, no, I see it actually. It's on top of the building. Alright. Well, that's the case. We'll go ahead and turn back to the right, and we'll come in for a landing to the southwest. little bit fast, so we'll go ahead and do a whoa-boy here and start a nice descent, and got that airspeed down about where we want it now. This pad looks like it's got some jutting out. I'll land a little bit to the left since I don't want to touch the tail on whatever that little artifact is. Actually, I'll kind of come in at a 45-degree angle, slide over that little hump in the texture there. That's probably would flip me over if I was to land on that. We don't want that. And we'll go ahead and set it down around here. Oh, struggling right now. Alright, set it down right here. Yeah, a little odd of a pad, not quite flat, which makes it a little difficult to land on, but no big deal. We're offloading the patient here at John Wire Walnut Creek Medical Center. Take another, this will be kind of our long leg back into the city over towards Oakland to Children's Hospital of Oakland. That'll be our next stop. We're going to go pick up a injured child now, somewhere on the way to the hospital. And we're going to say our patient's been taken out of the aircraft and is in safe hands here at the hospital. Medic's back on board. Probably wouldn't quite be that short of a time. Usually takes a while to transfer patients, but we'll go ahead and say for sim's sake that has been done, and we'll go ahead and come on back up. And coming on up. Got a tower here, we'll watch that. Couple towers here actually. Climb over the actual wires that would be there, although it doesn't seem like there's anything connecting that tower. And off to the west we go. And we'll be following this little ravine that's in front of us here. Looks like there's a highway maybe that runs through it. As we do this, I'll go ahead and test out the autopilot. So we can do heading hold, altitude hold, oh, I think I actually have to arm the autopilot. That'll help. Autopilot works pretty well, surprisingly. No issues. I don't know what rotor trim means. Torque trim, I'm not sure what that means either. see, let's adjust our altitude a little bit. Whew. Okay, that was a little bit much for maybe on the pitch side of that. I know they're definitely working on that stuff though, trying to get that pitch oscillations not quite so great. Whew. Now that'd be a fun ride. We'll go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now. Okay, so rotor trim, torque trim, got it. Rotor trim is basically your pitch trim for up and down. Torque trim would be left and right. And we're about 4.5 miles from the hospital here, so ideally we're going to pick up a patient somewhere over here. Our child. Oh, you know what? There he is. I see him down there. He looks like he probably got injured playing some baseball, so let's go ahead and pick him up. We're a bit fast and very high, so we'll go ahead and bleed off some of that airspeed. See that noise of the rotor dropping like that, or the engines dropping like that, is just not quite accurate. If you hear that sound in flight, it probably means you either have a single or a dual engine failure, and it's about to be a bad day, or it has become a bad day. We'll go ahead and land on the diamond. I guess I kind of missed the diamond. I didn't really see it there, but it's a weird, odd-shaped field. All right. So we got our child on board. Let's go ahead and back up. We're heading to the medical center over in Oakland now. We'll get him out of here and off to care center. Shadow looks gorgeous. Not sure, I didn't set the actual weight of the aircraft, so it seems like we're using a lot of power, so I'm guessing we're very heavy. It's a weird, weird texture they got going on over there. Wow, a bunch of weird things going on. I'm not sure what's up with all that. Huh. Actually, something I've never really seen before in Microsoft Flight Simulator is weird texture issues like that. This whole area, it's like they didn't have good satellite imagery or something for that area. It's really weird. There's no trees there. Oh. Very odd. Looks like this might be a tunnel going under this mountain here. And just over this hill, we should see the medical center somewhere. Where's it at? Probably on this main road. Don't see it yet. But we're only 2 miles away. Go ahead and lose some altitude here. Maybe over there? No. About a mile out. Let's start slowing back a bit. I think it's on this side of the road that I'm on. The highway or whatever that is right there. There it is. Oh, I was wrong. It was on the other side. Alright, well, we're at a nice airspeed. Good approach path to get to it. Let's go ahead and come on down. Again, this is the Children's Medical Center in Oakland. Just picked up a child at a baseball game that was injured, and we're dropping them off here at the pad. Looks like there's a tree that hopefully doesn't cause any issues inside the pad itself. Oh, not going to. Alright. Go ahead and let the medic take care of him. Again, we'll jump outside. We'll take a nice another look at this helicopter. Beautiful. Alright. And off we go. Next place we're going to is the Ucsf Medical Center at Mission Bay. Go ahead and pick up a patient somewhere on the route. Our virtual patient. Make sure we get clear of these trees here. And looks like we're clear of all obstacles. We'll go ahead and come forward.
Few chains. He is not virtual to me. Save him.
Oh, we're gonna save him. If you see a spot that, if you see him, let me know. I'll go ahead and land and try to pick him up. I'm not sure where entirely he's located. Somewhere between here and the medical center.
Few chains. Like Dora.
Yeah, like Dora. Sure. Where is our patient? Maybe he's over here. Maybe he's in the city. That would make things interesting, wouldn't it?
Few chains. I was typing that.
Where is he?
Few chains. Tallest building or 4 o'clock.
Tallest building, 4 o'clock. Maybe this one right here? Right at the tail? Can't see what it says on there.
Few chains. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, alright, there he is. He's on top of the, what is that building? I can't read it. Let's go ahead and start slowing for the approach here. Oh yeah, that building's actually on fire, huh? I guess the only way out was to get to the roof. Let's go ahead and pick these dudes up. We'll take them to the burn facility over here at in Oakland. Kaiser Permanente. Looks like there's a couple air conditioning units we'll want to watch out for. We'll land just straight down here. Set her down right there. Alright, this is going to be a fast pickup because these guys don't want to be hanging out here on this burning building for very long. We'll go ahead and load them up. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. And I think they're all loaded up. We are about to head to our next destination, which just so happens to be, what was it called? Oh, the Ucsf Medical Center, Mission Bay. That's where we're heading. So, it'll be a departure to the west. We'll go ahead and make a left turn out of here, coming on up. Not a lot of obstacles to worry about here. And on we go to the west. Just a short hop away. Let's see how many miles it is. It's about 6 miles. It's over the bay, on the other side of the bay. This thing is just a great helicopter. Oh, I'm loving this thing so far. Big old train station here. That is a lot of shipping containers. Those boats have been, that boat, oh, we're taking a quick diversion. Oh, look at this little airport here, strip. That boat has been sitting there so long, it's literally growing trees.
Not that much.
Literally growing trees, it's been sitting there. That's not a lot of shipping containers.
Where UT? Few chains.
Where am I at? We're in San Francisco right now. That's Oakland behind us that we just departed. In front of us is San Francisco, the city in front of us.
Few chains. Oh, tree-hugging ship people.
Yep, tree-hugging ship people. That's right. Alright, so just on the other side of this bay, we should see the medical center. That's not this bridge right here, but the far one. I see the peaks of the Golden Gate Bridge over there. Don't worry, we'll be heading that way soon. Our next stop is actually Alcatraz after this. Alright, so for this medical center, we'll go ahead and slow her down a little bit. I think it's right here, actually, like almost on the water.
You gonna save a prisoner?
We're gonna save a prisoner? No, we're not saving him. We're bringing him there. Been bad. One of these hospital patients. He had to get sent to the hospital prior to heading over to the Alcatraz. So there's the pad. Go ahead and make a right turn here so we can line up for the pad. Look at that. Beautiful city. Very nice. Oh, you know what? This is actually the wrong landing direction. We should come in and land to the west. So we'll go ahead and do a puddle turn here. Slide to the left. And over the pad. And down we go. Nice. Alright, well, we wait for our passenger to get offloaded and our prisoner be put on board. I'm gonna go grab a little bit more coffee. Let you guys listen to the beautiful sounds of this helicopter. Alrighty. So off we go. Heading to Alcatraz here. Go ahead and take off. Not really any obstacles to really worry about. And coming to the
Few
right.
chains. Do you want to somehow let loose after your flight?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're almost, we're getting pretty close to done. We're going to Alcatraz, uh, going to another medical center, and then we're landing at a pistol police range to go shooting for a little bit, and that'll be our final stop. Probably less than 15 minutes, I would think. But yeah, after that, we will let loose all of the hell. I think there was a new update recently, this week or something.
Few chains. Also, how are you going to put your Discord on your middle MFD?
So you can't, yeah, you can do that. It's under the EFB page here, but I don't have it set up. You need EFB Connect, a little program that they made to do that. So I'm not going to bother with doing it. It's a neat little feature. Watch YouTube while you're flying. There's Alcatraz. I see it over there. Flying through the middle of the city like a buffoon.
Few chains. You're a neat little feature.
I'm a neat, thanks. I'm a neat little feature. What a guy. What an improvement, though, this simulator is over everything we've had in the past. Nothing would get you anything close to this. Nothing. Spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on add-ons, he'd never get to the point where this game is right now. Visually, anyway. Alright, here it is.
Few chains.
Old Alcatraz.
Have you ever been to San Fran in real life?
Sure haven't, no. Alright. The pad is here right in front of the actual prison itself. Kind of down off the hill a little bit.
Few chains.
It's a very steep approach.
Same seas.
It seems like a cool place. I wouldn't want to live there, I don't think, but I think it'd be a cool place to visit. There's the Golden Gate Bridge over there. We'll fly by that here in just a second. I am very high here. We're going to pretty much do a vertical descent down to the pad.
Few chains. Too expensive and too cold for me.
Yeah. Cold? Is it cold there? Alrighty. Here we are, buddy. Even though we're a medical helicopter, we're
Few chains.
dropping off a prisoner here.
Yes, it is always like 50
Oh,
to
dang.
60 degrees. Few chains.
Didn't know that.
Nice landing.
Thanks. We'll take off, we'll fly around Alcatraz real quick here, and then we'll be off to our next to last destination at the medical center of some kind. I'm not sure. I forget the name of it. Alright, coming on up. Little watchtower. Make sure no prisoners are escaping. It's actually not that big. It's a pretty small little place. It looks like, at least from the outside. I mean, I guess it's a pretty big building, but got a cruise ship over there. Skyline. Our next stop takes us right past the Golden Gate Bridge.
Q chains. Downloading update. Cannot watch anymore. Need the bytes.
No problem. Get all those bytes. Let me know when you're ready. Once I'm done with the stream, I'll jump over in Discord and we can let loose the hell. Next place is San Francisco VA Medical Center over here. Big bridge. Alright, I believe this medical center is somewhere on this little peninsula, I guess, the term. Go ahead and start slowing down now. Coming down a little bit. Oh, there's the pad. I'm a little bit high. Really start to slow down here. Watch out for that water tower that's over there. Plenty of room to the water tower. There's a couple trees close to this pad. Alright, should we clear all the trees? Just slide forward and set her down on the H. Beautiful. Tails over a little bit. Gotta slip forward just a tiny bit, but alright. And that brings us to our last stop, which is a police pistol range just to the south, about 4 miles south of us. So this will be a fun little takeoff out of here. There's trees all around me. Just trying to come up nice and smooth, straight up. Also watch out for that water tower that was over there. Do a pedal turn here. That tower. Not no factor. Cool. And on we go. I think this pistol range is somewhere on this little body of water here. So we'll go ahead and slow that descent. The drop collective, you see the nose wants to go left a bunch, so we're going to counteract that with a decent amount of right pedal.
Few chains. Let me know when you're done. Hit me up on Discord.
Yep, coming in for the last landing right now, so it should be within about 5 minutes. Start a nice descent here. Where are you? I see you. Got some trees on the approach end here, so we'll stay a little high and kind of make it a little more of a steep approach. A little bit off center. Gotta make this right on the money here. See how that looks. Well, for whatever reason, it decided to slide around a little there, but no big deal. That's gonna do it. Let's go ahead and shut this thing down. Oh, it's still sliding. MEDEVAC goes. Oh, MEDEVAC off. Engines 1 and 2 off. Should see the TGT come down on both. They are. Oh, very abrupt stop for the rotors there. But this thing is just a blast. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely should. All interested in helicopters, even if you're not. It is a lot of fun to fly around. Land at these little hospitals and random helipads out in the middle of nowhere like this one. So, if you like it, go ahead and follow. Want to see some more? Let me know what you want to see. I'll probably maybe try another one of these streams in maybe a different city here. One that has a decent amount of pads, but San Francisco's been a fun time. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see y'all next time.